So after seeing 21 Bridges, I went and saw Frozen 2, Electric Boogaloo. I know, I'm joking. Of course, Frozen 2. What the fuck do I say about Frozen at this point that hasn't been said already? I know anybody who has kids has nieces or nephews like I do. I have a niece, 6-year-old niece, that loves this shit. Every time you hear the word Frozen, you start twitching. Like, I can't be the only one. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, this movie came out 6 years ago, and it's like, we haven't been able to live that fucking fucker down for 6 goddamn years. And this is the funny part about it was Frozen, I reviewed it back in 2013. I gave it a glowing review. Fucking loved it. I absolutely loved it. I actually even put it on my top 10 list that year. I did. I still stand by it. It's still a really good movie. But like everything that is good in this fucking world, we have to go and ruin it. I mean, we have to. It's just a fucking rule. And it's no different when it comes to Frozen. Frozen, it's gotten to the point that there's been a backlash, and I understand the backlash behind this fucking thing. Frozen is just like, I never want to, I almost wish it never existed because I'm tired of hearing Let It Go. I'm tired of hearing, I want to build a snowman. No, I don't want to fucking build a snowman. Like, shit like that. Yeah, like, I personal story for me, like, here, just show, like, extremes I've had to deal with the last 6 years. I used to work at Walmart, and I used to work on the electronics section, and I used to work, like, 8-hour shifts, like, 5 days a week. And if you've ever been in the electronics section in Walmart, you have TVs, right? They have, like, they play commercials, and guess what fucking movie came out on DVD and Blu-ray right when I started electronics? You're right, Frozen. And because of that, I had to hear on a consistent loop for 8 hours a day the song Let It Go over and over and for 9 million fucking times. You will grow to hate this shit when you have to deal with that. I mean, holy God. So, like, I understand, but I'm like, to the point, like, I'm sure, like, everybody's like, as soon as Frozen 2 is announced, they're like, oh, fuck, no. My reaction automatically is like, well, it's inevitable that this was going to happen. This is like, Frozen is I think still holds the record for the highest grossing animated film of all time. So, yeah, so it's only understandable that they're making a sequel. I mean, it was inevitable. But it's like, I'm not looking forward to another 6 years of having to have this shit forced down my throat. I'm like, well, here, I was just like, come on, you can do it, Bill. Let's go see this shit. See, it's 7 o'clock at night. You're a 31-year-old man seeing Frozen 2 at 7 o'clock at night. Barely any kids in there. That's a true story. I saw this movie at 7:10, and there's like barely any kids in there. And there's a grown-ass man fucking sitting in like the front row watching this shit. So, you're welcome. So what do I think of Frozen 2? It's okay. It's just like 21 Bridges. I was like, the movie ended, I was like, it's okay, but it's completely fucking forgettable. I like the first one. Like I said, I still stand by I like the first one. But this movie was just so fucking forgettable. And not even close to being as good as the original. I don't know. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm just burned out on Frozen. That might be it. But I just thought this movie was just, like I said, okay to forgettable. That's about it. And it's nothing that I probably will remember, like, in a month's time. Like, even a fucking year's time. I'm like, I'm like, oh yeah, there was a sequel to Frozen, and like I guess I'll have to wait until another 6 years before Frozen 3 comes out. So I can name positives about this movie. It is still really well voice acting in this movie is still really good. Especially like people like Dina Menzel or Adele what the fuck did John Travolta call her? Adele Dazeem? Adele Dazeem, there you go. Even I can't fucking but Idina Menzel is really fucking good. God damn, that girl was singing her heart out. Like, nobody even knew who she was, really, realistically, until that fucking first movie came out. And she's goddamn great. She is really, it's like, pouring her heart out. Like, I loved her relationship with her character's, Elsa's relationship with Anna, like the first one. It's a movie that's more and more about, just like in the first one, about sisterhood and the strong bond that sisters have with each other. And it's a lot of the same fucking shit in this movie. It's got, Olaf's the wacky snowman that you've seen. And Olaf can get fucking annoying. He can get really annoying. And he has his own fucking bits where this movie will... Sometimes there are parts of this movie that just feels like it just stops for no fucking reason. Just, like, that's one thing about this movie that drove me nuts. Is like, I'm just kind of starting to get into negatives now. Is that like the biggest positive I could say? Like, the animation is good too. I'll give you that. The animation is really good. There's sometimes when the animation's like, God damn, that's really beautiful. Like, there's some shots of trees I've seen in this movie. It almost looked like I was actually looking at actual fucking trees. I was like, that's amazing, man. Yeah, like I said, it's a perfectly fine film, but like this movie, like more than it did in the original, felt like it would just stop at random times just to do a song for no fucking reason. I don't know if I'm the only one. There would be times like Olaf singing a song, and then Kristoff would have is it Kristoff? Yeah, Kristoff has like a song that's like a rock ballad for fucking no reason about how he misses Anna, and I'm like, dude, just fucking move on with the movie. Come on, it's only an hour and 40 fucking minutes. You had to fucking stretch it out even more. Like, that's one thing about this movie. I thought the first one had really memorable songs. This one really doesn't. I can't fucking name it. I can't when the first one came out, I was singing, I remember, do you want to build a snowman? I remember that shit. I remember Let It Go. I dare anybody who walks out of this movie to remember any song for this. I think there was a song about the unknown. I think that's about it. That's supposed to be like the Let It Go version, the version of Let It Go for this movie. Like, there's a song like you hear automatically, you go Adele Dazeem or Adele Dazeem. I just call her Dina Menzel sings. You're like, all right, there's this movie's version of Let It Go. They're gonna probably try to get this like Oscars, and this is probably gonna be played a million fucking times over the next 6 years, and I'm sure it will. And then like, I don't know, like the story wasn't even that interesting. I couldn't get too much into this fucking story. I didn't really have a villain, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, they didn't force like a villain in this movie, but like, it's not like I said. The story wasn't even. Like I said, I thought the story. It's basically just you're finding out the truth about how Elsa got her powers, and the truth about their parents. And there's this forbidden forest, enchanted forest that, like, it kind of like when they get into the enchanted forest. I don't know if I'm the only one who thought this. I can't be. I'm sure I might have been the only one because nobody saw this movie. Like, I was like, is this movie gonna turn into like a PG when they get like the enchanted forest, which like is like surrounded by this like fog-esque shit that you can only go in and you cannot get out. Like, once they go in, they can't get out. I'm sitting there like, is this like the kid version of Annihilation? If so, this movie might actually be kind of awesome, but it doesn't become that kind of version. Man, I don't know, like, I know I'm not the fucking target audience for this shit, but like, I liked the first one, but like, part of me is like, the movie ended and I was like, it's fine. It's just fine. It's nothing. It's nothing really memorable like the first one. Like, tries to recapture the magic of the first one, and it just doesn't work. I felt like I said, it tries to have like this movie's version of Let It Go and stuff like that, and like Olaf's has a few songs that like it's trying to like I forget what song he was singing about in the first one, but like about wanting to be out in the summertime and stuff like that. It tries to have stuff like that in this movie, and it just, again, I won't fucking remember pretty much any of these songs, and that's a goddamn crime when you're making a sequel to a movie that had a lot of memorable songs that like you will not forget about. Fucking like you haven't forgot about in 6 years. Like, I will never forget Let It Go. Like, Let It Go is a really good song, just got played to death and like stuff like that. But I just thought it was just okay to nothing. Like I said, if you're gonna take my opinion with a grain of salt, because, well, I mean, I'm not, people will say I'm just not the target audience and stuff like that, and that's true, but I'm sure if you have a little daughter who loves the first one, they're gonna love it. I'm sure my 6-year-old niece is gonna love it. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last time I see this movie. Maybe my opinion will change over the years. Maybe. That's happened before. I don't think it will, but that's just me. I mean, I hate to be that. I wanted to like this movie. I don't want to, like, as much as it's about Frozen over the last 6 years, I don't want to hate this movie. I don't hate this movie at all. It's just, I really don't even have much to talk about. That's even the fucking better part about it. Not really much to talk about. There's just a bland sequel. A forgettable sequel. That's a bummer of a note. Oh, when this movie is not as good, when some of the trailers of this movie were more interesting than the actual fucking movie. Jesus, the trailers in this, I got a lot, pretty much every fucking movie, every trailer I got in front of this movie was all new, something I had not gotten before, and almost every single one of them were, yeah, we'll get into this. Little Women, the new adaptation of Little Women, the classic tale of Little Women that, didn't they do one like last year that I think didn't get like really any release whatsoever? Nobody even talks about it. But this one's being directed by Greta Gerwig, the girl that made Lady Bird. Of course, Saoirse Ronan is in the lead, and so is Emma. Goddamn, the girl from fucking Harry Potter. Why is her name? Fucking forget. You know, Hermione and stuff like that's in this fucking movie. The girl from Midsummer's in it. Florence Pugh, that's the girl from Midsummer. Yeah, I never read the book, so I don't know how true of an adaptation this will be. But it's another female empowerment movie. But Greta Gerwig was pretty. I thought Lady Bird was fine. I didn't love it, but I thought it was fine. This is her follow up, and see if does a good job with this movie. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to get great reviews, because nobody wants to fucking give a movie like this bad reviews anymore. The Call of the Wild. Jesus Christ, this fucking trailer. Okay, The Call of the Wild. I know this is based off a book. I forgot what the fuck it is. I think I've maybe heard of this book, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is Harrison Ford is this guy in Alaska who finds a dog out in the wilderness, and like they grow a bond and have an adventure together. That's all fine and dandy, but Jesus Christ, this trailer has got to be one of the worst trailers I've seen in 2019, because instead of like just having an actual dog in this movie, the dog is completely CGI. 100%. Not just like in like action scenes or anything like that, which is understandable. You have to do that. You can't have a dog doing action scenes. No, they have a 100% CGI dog in this thing, and it looks horrifying. Like all that shit that like Sonic the Hedgehog got, and which it did deserve that. And another, although this is maybe not as horrifying as another trailer I'm about to talk about in this couple seconds, but Jesus Christ, man, what the fuck? Like they need to seriously do some work on that. That is some of the worst CGI I've seen in a long goddamn time. It's goddamn creepy and terrifying. Oh my god. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. Then there's a new SpongeBob movie. Yay! I guess is the response. Yay! I saw the first SpongeBob movie. I didn't see the recent one that came out. I heard actually decent things, but I didn't get around to watching it. And I've never really been that big of a SpongeBob fan, but I did get a couple chuckles out of this trailer. I was like, it'll probably be fine. If you want to know the plot, SpongeBob's pet Gary is missing, and that's the plot of the movie. And one of the most horrifying things of this whole trailer, this is right after I got the Call of the Wild trailer. They were talking about, oh, you get to see new faces, and they cut to like a tumbleweed on the ground, and it has Keanu Reeves' face on it. I was like, ah! It's like, that's terrifying! I literally went, ah! In the middle of the movie theater, as soon as Keanu Reeves' face popped up into it. It's like, what is wrong with this? I was like, what is up with all these terrifying trailers for a kid's movie? Like, what? Like, what the hell? Like, but it gets even better, because the next trailer after that, I am not making up, like, I was like, I about just gave up. I was about to give up on life once this trailer started. The new Cats trailer. I've talked about this trailer in length. If I have to see this, okay, this is a whole new trailer, but it's still horrifying. Like, this is a horror movie. I don't care what anybody tells me. This is a fucking straight up horror movie. What is, like, who thought this was a good idea? Like, the mix, like, CGI cats with people's faces on it and doing cat face, and this is like a train wreck that, like, I cannot. This comes out the same day as Star Wars. I'm seeing this as a double feature of Star Wars. Fuck yeah, I am. And, like, I cannot. As much as I'm looking forward to Star Wars, I cannot wait for this shit. I am so much looking forward to Cats. It looks hilariously bad. I hope it's as bad as it looks in the trailers. God damn, man. I cannot wait for Cats. Like I said, then I got some decent trailers after that. Scoob, the new Scooby-Doo animated film. I have hopes for this, because I really want a good Scooby-Doo movie. It's a new animated film. Like, this shows, like, the origins of Scooby-Doo and when he meets Shaggy. It's all adorable. And I was like, aw. Like, it's Raggy. I'm like, oh, goddamn it. It's like, it was tugging at my heartstrings, man. I was like, I love Scooby-Doo. And I really want a good Scooby-Doo movie, like a lot of people. And I can't believe Scooby-Doo's been around 50 fucking years, man. So yeah, I'm hoping it. I'm hoping that this will be good. It looks cute. I'll say it looks cute. And then the new Pixar movie I got a trailer for, Soul. From what I got out of this, is you really don't know what the fuck the plot of this movie is for the trailer, but it's a weird fucking plot. But hey, Pixar. Some of the best movies have been movies that are original, and this is one where a guy who's a jazz singer, like, he falls into a fucking manhole that has no cover on it and dies, and, like, you see his floating soul, and that's like what the movie's about, like him, I think, reflecting on his life or something like that. It's his soul. It's the story, the title, Soul. Like, that looks like it's gonna be an ambitious little fucking film. I hope it's gonna be good. It's some of Pixar's best movies have been the movies that are their most original, or ones that are not sequels, or yeah. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm interested. Like, I want to see a more full trailer for this than what I got. And I also got that Onward trailer that I've seen before, but they don't look bad either. So that's as far as trailers go. I still gotta go see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I don't know if I'm seeing it tomorrow or in the next few days. But until then, I'll talk to you guys.